So hello and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how to put these on. If you're interested in seeing how I've created these nails and this look, please keep watching. Okay, so this is the set of nails I'm going to be using today. These are from Primark and they're the French Gloss Shimmer Frenchie, and they come in at £2. As you can see in the box, they are very long nails, but we will be making them a little shorter. So what you get in the box is the nails and some glue. So first of all, I'm going to take all the nails out, and here's some I already made earlier. Match them up to my own fingernails. So I've just washed my hands, I've pushed all my cuticles back. My nails are in a bit of a mess, unfortunately. Many years of wearing acrylics, but nevertheless, let's get on to this. So I have sized them all up. What you need to do when you size your nails is pick a nail that fits nicely into the nail bed, and then there's no nail showing either side, so that's a really nice snug fit. And on these nails, they've actually got the numbers on the back, which really helps, so you can just match them up to make sure you've got the right ones. So to start with, like I say, I've washed my hands already. What I'm going to do is put some of this on. It's called Nail Saviour. It's by Elegant Touch. I actually got this in a packet, in a box with some false nails, but you can buy it separately. I'll pop a picture in now with the price. So I'm going to paint that on all of my nails to start with to protect them. So this is what the glue looks like out of the Primark pack. A really, really good hack that I absolutely cannot believe I've only just found out. So when you take the top off, you normally have to cut it off, and it's quite fiddly getting that bit off. But the bottom screws, which I never knew about, which is fantastic. So what I've started doing, because I prefer using a brush, I've poured some of them in there, so that's now full. Another little hack with this, which somebody's told me, now this looks a mess because I've done it to show you in red. Vaseline. Put some Vaseline around the outside of the bottle, and it stops it getting jammed. Because if not, the glue gets on them, and then they just set that you can't open them. So yeah, sorry that looks a bit of a mess, but that was just purely to show you. So then what else you need is a set of these. Just got these off eBay. This is to cut the nails down, and then just a boomerang nail file. So like I said, I've already sized all the nails up to mine, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to paint some of the Nail Saviour on now. This dries really quickly. So this is just to protect the nails. And I also think it gives the glue something to adhere to. If you don't want to rough your own nails up, I mean, look, mine are in a terrible state that they're already rough. But if you don't want to buff yours necessarily, this is a great way of sort of creating a bit of texture on your nails. And it also protects them from when you come to take them off. You're not ripping your own nail off. You know, if you catch one and it pings off, or when you come to actually take them off, hopefully you're not going to damage your own nail too much. Right, so that's all on now, and that's just dried off. Just takes a couple of minutes. It's just a bit like a nail varnish, but probably doesn't take quite as long. Right, so I'm going to start by putting the nails on now. I always start on my little finger first. I don't know why, it's just something I've always done. So I'm going to give the glue a bit of a shake up. And then there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can either just put it onto the nail and then stick the false nail on the top, or you can do it on the nail and on the false nail. I tend to just do it onto my own nail because you can see how much product you're putting on, and you don't want it sort of oozing out the side. So let's start with the first one. So I just try to make sure I get it all over the nail. And then what I tend to do is just put another little splodge in the middle. Ooh, as much as that. And then just wait till that dries off a smidge. And then what you do is you push the nail as close to your own nail as you can, right in the nail bed. Just make sure it's nice and straight before you put any pressure on it, and then hold it down for about 20 to 30 seconds just while the glue dries and sets. There we go, that's now one done. And then what you can do as well, if you do happen to get any glue around the edges, just wipe that off quite quickly before it gets a chance to dry. Right, so I'm just going to do the rest of the nails now. So close all over the nail, down, right down to the sides I like to go, and then just a little bit more on the top. A couple of seconds to dry. So that's just a bit drier now, not completely dry obviously. In with the second one. Push it down to the nail bed. You can see a little bit's oozed out there, so I'll just wipe that off. That's nice and straight, and now apply the pressure. So that's one hand done. They dry so quickly. You know how quickly super glue dries, so it's a similar sort of thing. But yeah, they're really long. Look how long they are. So I have worn them like this before, but it was a bit of a nightmare. They were too long, I kept catching them. So I'll show you in a minute how I'm going to get those down to the size that I want them. So on to hand 2 now. So there they are. It's just as easy as that, all nicely on. Didn't make too much of a mess, thankfully. I think practice makes perfect, but they are so simple to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is shorten them a bit. So I got this, like I say, just off eBay. It's like what they use in the proper salons, but a bit of a cheaper version. It's not as well made, I dare say. So blade side in, I'm just going to go round and trim those. I'm going to keep them quite long, but not as long as this. So the problem is with this, don't go too far too quickly, because you can't obviously stick them back on. So I usually just nibble a little bit off the end, because you can then take a bit more off if you need to. And then just go around and do them all. So try and make sure they're all the same, obviously. Doesn't hurt. See, that one's a little bit shorter now. So that's them all cut down. You just check underneath to see how long they are. A couple of those are a bit longer than those, so I should just file those down. Now what you can do, if you like that shape, you can leave them like that and then just neaten them up a little bit. But what I tend to do is eventually I will round them off a bit, because I sort of prefer the almond shape as opposed to the coffin shape. But what you use, just use a normal file and just file them like you would your own nails, just to take any rough edges off, or just to give a shape that you want. So I've just done the rest of that off screen, just shape them all how I want them. Like I said, I like a bit more of a sort of an oval shape there. So yeah, you can file them, you can put paint, nail varnish on them. So I usually get at least a week out of these, if not a little bit longer. By that time I'm usually a bit bored, so sometimes I put more clear on, or I might put clear with a little bit of sparkle in it, and that sort of just zhuzhes them up a little bit. But yeah, the odd one does ping off, and if it does, you just stick it back on with the glue. So yeah, for £2 and how long that takes, I think they are so worth doing. They don't damage your nails quite as much, so much cheaper, comfort of your own home, a lot quicker. So what's not to love? So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did and you're not already a subscriber, maybe you might want to hit that button. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.